Magandang umaga, my friends. This is Ernesto from ER Games, and welcome back to Amorous. Now we're continuing. Shift difference. Okay, so let's call Dustin. Continue our date. I'm guessed that there's gonna be a 50 Shades of Grey kind of a situation, as I said in the past videos. Anyway, flipping through my contacts, I saw Dustin's name pop up. I hadn't talked to him since we met at the club. Maybe I should give him a call. Ring ring. Click. Hey there, kid. What's up? Nothing much. I just figured I should give you a call and see if you were still interested on that date. Sure. Honestly, I don't know if you were gonna call back. I did get a little handsy at the club and it ended on an awkward note. Life gets in the way sometimes. I understand that pretty well myself. I suppose so. Still, I appreciate the slack. I thought we hit it off pretty well, all things considered. What's the reason I'm wearing headset all the time in this game? There's no things here except for the music. Anyway, if you're comfortable with it, I've got a ticket to a movie tonight. I thought I had a date when I get them, but well, you saw how that works out. The second one is yours if you're free at around 7 p.m. Sure. Sounds good. Meet you there a little before 7 then? It's a date. See ya then. Well, guess I'll better get ready to be seen in public. Once I gotten my usual day stuff out the way and dug up an outfit, I'd noticed it was already getting late. Fortunately, the movie theater wasn't that far away and the night was warm. One of the other advantage of living in a tropical paradise. It was nearly 7 p.m. by the time I made it to the lobby. A few people were milling, but none of them looked like Dustin. Maybe he was running late as well. I lingered around the posters, checking out the currently showing movies and pursuing the concessions when I felt a tap on my shoulder. Hey there, Case. Sorry I was a little slow. The cleanup is always a pain. That's alright. I just got here a little while ago and you're the one with the tickets. Speaking of which, what movie are we seeing? The smile on his face grew as he produced the ticket from his jean pocket and handed me one. It's the Amazonia Queen. Since the big budget stuff is usually so expensive, they do a few classic movies nights a week. The tickets are a little cheaper and the movies are much better on the big screen. So it's going to be black and white? Or maybe, you're a movie buff? You're a movie buff. Don't know that? Big time! I never miss a classic movie in the big screen. They might be from a different era, but they're still a blast to watch. Saw the old slasher film last time and maybe it was chocolate syrup going down the drain, but it looks enough like blood to them. Guess I learned something new about him already. His eyes lit up like a child at Christmas. This wasn't just a dinner and movie date. This was something special Dustin wanted to share. This will be my first time seeing this movie, so don't spoil it for me. Okay, deal. You wanna grab something before the movie? I know I came here for the popcorn too. The two of us walk up to the counter and pursue our options. What can I get for you? Give us just a sec to decide. Dustin turned around and smiled. What all you have? It's my treat, so don't worry about the cost. Large single popcorn, large combo, ask Dustin to choose. Let the lion choose the meat. Maybe some large combo. Ask Dustin. Why don't you pick something, Dustin? I'm always pretty indecisive. Like someone else to make the choices for you, huh? Dustin stood up to the counter for my benefits. Maybe there was a small desire to see that forceful, confident lion from last night guiding my decision, but I wasn't about to admit it to that. I'll have a giant popcorn and a box of sweet for my friends here. Giant popcorn and a box of candy. Gotcha. I'll be just a moment. Dustin paid the clerk before he turned his back to the both of us. While the clerk was busy filling up the bucket of popcorn, I felt a paw gazing ever so lightly along the small of my back. Dustin grinned broadly and leaned closer enough for me to feel his breast on my cheek. Guess we don't have enough time at the club for you to let me in on that sort of thing. I like it, kid. My cheeks were on fire as Dustin's paw slipped down to cup my backside and give it a firm squeeze. Fortunately, or not I suppose, the clerk turned back with the popcorn and Dustin's hand slid slightly away from my rump. Here we go. Should be plenty to snack now for the two of you. Thanks. No problem. Enjoy the movie. Dustin grinned back to me, taking a moment to run a claw along the nape of my neck before grabbing the snacks and motioned to the theater. The two of us made our way through the small crowd into the theater. Dustin had already chosen the seat with the best view and led me through the crowd. Aside from the rowdy teenager arrow or so ahead of us, it was nice. The darkened room was cozy and knowing Dustin was right next to me was comforting. The house light rose lightly, casting a soft glow about the crowd. Above us, a familiar voice came over the PA. Thank you all for coming to the evening showing of the 50s classic movie, The Amazon Queen. Thank you. God bless you. Even in the dim light, I could see Dustin's face plastered with a grin. His hands brushed over mine for a moment, giving it a gentle squeeze as he beamed an excited smile in my direction. Accompanying the movie will be our house organist, to better preserve the same experience as the movie's release. Because of this, we ask that you turn off the cell phones and other electronic devices. For your safety, be aware of the exits to either side of the screen in the case of emergency. Now relax and enjoy one of the early cinematic classics, The Amazonia Queen. A flurry of clapping rose from the audience as the house lights dimmed once more. As the film started up in the screen, the dull glow of a phone and some scattered snickering drew my attention to the row in front of us. Of course, once the organ began to echo through the theater, my eye snapped at a flickering screen ahead. The movie opened on a man sitting on the dock by the river, a small riverboat bobbing in the water nearby. The shadow of a figure passes over him and a woman in far more elegant dress stands behind him. Dustin leaned in to whisper in my ear. That's Daisy Smith. She's a missionary in South America and she was separated from the rest of the group when they discovered plans to attack a major military base held by the good guys. No spoilers! No spoilers, Dustin. I want to enjoy the movie as it is. Once the woman has secured passage on the boat, and the man is unaware she carried important information for the Allied forces, the two of them find they are extremely incompatible. As the journey goes on, the two of them begin to rub each other the wrong way more frequently. He's snapping at her and she's hiding away in the cramped cabin, trying desperately to keep her courage up. The snickering from the teenager in front of us spikes at the sight of the woman falling face first into the dirty coat she's been giving to sleep on. Dustin's eyes narrowed at the direction. Yeah, just ignore them, Dustin. It's not worth ruining the movie. As the time passed, the two of them begin to enter a part of the jungle that's under the control of the bad guys. Avoiding gunfire shells and attempting to board the small boat, the man loses the woman when she is captured by an enemy force. Along on the boat, the man is just about to leave the checkpoint when we see him ball a fist and slack the guard right in the face. He heads deeper into the jungle to the bad guy's bunker and waits in the pouring rain for a chance to slip inside. It's all that point that the team's bursting into laughter, but with a few shushes from the other theater goers nearby, they simply mock them back and keep laughing. Okay. Tama na talaga sila. Sobra na yan. Ito sa'yo. Back! You kids either shut up or I'll throw you out myself. Two of them turned back, glowering at me for a moment before they see Dustin's expression. At this sight of the perpetual lion, they sink back into their seat and grow quiet. Setting the bunker's ammo pile on fire provided enough for a distraction for the two of them to escape. As they rushed back to the boat, she noticed the blood on the side of his shirt and looks up to see his pained face. Feeling Dustin tense up, I look up to him to see him biting his lips. He really wanted to talk about this movie. I smiled at him, squeezing his arm, shaking my head. He sighed and nodded, wrapping his arms over my shoulder and gave him a squeeze in return. Back in the boat, she tends to his wounds. It touch and go for a while as she leaned to run the ship while keeping him in bed. Necessity keeps them civil, but as time passes, they find it easier and easier. With only moments left to reach the command base before the attack, the two of them do everything they can to lighten the load and speed up the ship. We watched as she threw her luggage overboard, leaving the tattered dress she wore as her only possession. They finally reached the command post, rushing in past the guards to relay the information in the nick time. The command sends his men out to arrest the traitors and guard the perimeter. In the meantime, the two of them collapse in the medical tent, their hands falling in each other before they sleep. The teenagers are at it again, making kissy noises and laugh uproariously. Okay, what should I do? That's it? Let's explode? Just ignore them? I don't know. I don't want to ruin the movie. Just ignore them. As I felt Dustin start to stand, I squeezed his arm, shaking my head. Just ignore them. The movie is almost over. Don't let them ruin it. Begrudgingly, he settled back into his seat. With the conflict won in the region, the woman begged the man not to return to the river. He is hesitant, but a kiss on the cheek from the woman drew him close. The two of them embraced with a final passionate kiss. The movie came to close. Applause rolled through the theater, many people standing up in their seats. Dustin and I worked our way through the crowd and back out into the lobby. The lobby is bustling as the people chat about the movie, planned for afterwards and just stretch after being in the theater sitting for so long. So, what do you think of the movie? I love it. It was amazing. I mean, I can see what you mean about it crafting the cliche, but you could tell it was authentic by where it was coming from. I know. I mean, it's cliche now, but back then they were really playing with the medium. It was all new and amazing back then. Thanks for not spoiling the movies for me. I like to go in those things fresh. Man, it was hard not to. I absolutely love to talk about movie and that one is particular. But we've all got our comfort zone and I respect that, usually. It just sucks that those kids keep acting up. It ruins the movie for me. You just don't see the point of making a scene. They clearly weren't about to stop regardless. Believe me, I could have gotten them to shut up. I can be very persuasive. No doubt that. Nothing gets people to quiet down faster than a big, burly lion only inches away from them. To emphasize the point, he stood a hair's breadth away from me. I could feel the warmth radiating off him, and my knees weakened a little. Pleased with my reaction, he stepped back enough to give me some breathing room, and I ran a paw through his mane. Standing there in silence for a moment, I finally pipped up. I had a good time, Dustin. Do you want to grab some proper food or maybe take a walk? I think we should head back to my place. We could have a couple of drinks and maybe get to know each other better in more intimate setting. I could feel a smile tickling the edge of my mouth as I strode up closer to him. Sounds like a great idea. Lead the way. The night was peaceful and warm, the best kind when you're walking through the dimly lit street. We chatted for a bit about other things, his job, my lack of one. Small talk mostly, but it was nice to get to know him a little better. That's why you need to stream the milk for just a little bit. Otherwise, you got a big cluttered clump of butter and a piece of yuppie. Did that even happen to you? Ha! How do you think I know what happened? The lobby of the apartment building was completely empty and Dustin pointed towards the elevators in the far wall. After we both get in, our conversation picked back up. I know it sounds good to be home all day, but with my social butterfly brother and my lack of desire to go back to my childhood chores list, I've been bored out of my skull. I'll bet you grew up for a reason. After all, last thing you wanna do is relive your childhood. Well, the mediocre parts of it anyway. The elevator ding and we walk a few steps into the hall before he mentioned toward a door. Here's my place. Come on in. It was one of those simply upper floor plans, spacious with a big window to look out over the city. I could see the sparkling lights of the streets and other buildings against the night sky. You could still tell it was a swinging bachelor pad with its leather couch and a lack of dining room table, but it was certainly comfortable. That is, except for the familiar parrot seat and one of the chairs. Guess it don't take long for you to find someone else, huh? You're one to talk, Var, particularly when you send me a picture of you getting railed by three other guys. What the hell are you doing breaking into my apartment? First, I don't break in. I still had a key. Second, it's my father's watch I lent you. I need it back. Lent me? You gave it to me for our first anniversary, and I didn't say anything about it belonging to your dad. What the fuck, Var? I still need it back. He's been looking for it, and he'll have my hide if he thinks I lost it. It's not like you ever wore it anyway. just, just wait right here, Var. I'll get your damn watch and I box up your stuff already. You can take it all. Leave my key and get out. Dustin stepped into the bedroom, his eyes narrowed and his nostrils flaring. This guy knew all too well how to get under his fur. So you're the latest conquest, huh? Saw you talking to him at the club. No, off face. Anyway. Really? So, on top of cheating, sleeping around and making a public nuisance of yourself, I can add it spying to the list? Got a mouth on you too. Probably why he's going out with you. He liked people to badmouth me when we're on a break. Wait, what? What's that supposed to mean?
He laughed heartily and made a dismissive wave in my direction.
You really think this is the first time we fought? Last time I got to throw a vase around, smash a few things up. He's a hot-blooded guy. He needs excitement and nothing gets the blood pumping like a fight. You're kidding me. You provoke him just to get him mad? Sometimes I do. It's just to spice things up when they're getting too routine. To make up sex is amazing. For 2 weeks after our last breakup, we fucked 3 times a day every day. Okay, I shouldn't talk so loud with this kind of sentence. You're full of it. Being an emotionally manipulated asshole for sex doesn't work. Oh, do you have some experience with that? Maybe I should let Dustin know so he can get you out of my way faster. Doesn't matter though. We always make up and we always get back together. Looks pretty fine to me right now. That just shows what you know. Don't worry. He'll drop you by the curb when I came back and apologize. He'll give me his house key again. We'll ruin his sheets and you can go back to your departure little life alone. My hands had curled into a fist when Dustin walked back into the room. Alright, Var, here's your shit and that watch. Now, there's the door. See yourself out and leave the key. With one last smirk on my direction, the parrot set the key dramatically on the coffee table and grabbed his box. Have fun, you two. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Dustin slammed the door behind his ex and slumped against it. Sorry about that. That guy is a force of nature. Can't believe we stayed together for so long. Running into Dustin's ex, even if it was the first official time, had been far from a pleasant experience. From Dustin's sagging shoulder and distant look, I could tell it was rough on him too. I don't mean for this to happen for a second time, but maybe we should end the night right here. Arguing with Var about his bullshit was always a major mood killer ever when we were dating. I got it. It's complicated when we've been with someone for so long, even if they do turn out to be jerk. Since it happened to my brother, I had it happen to me before. Thanks, guys. I don't like it any better than you, but just talking about it just is. Why, Roblox? Why? Just talking about it is exhausting. I can go. Dustin walked from the living room to the doorway where I was, gathering me up in his arms and pressing his lips to mine in a tender kiss. I hope you believe me when I say this is the last thing I wanted to have happen. I had a great time tonight and I want to see you again. I want to see you too. Let's just end in this and we'll save up for the next time. I'm just glad you said there's going to be a next time. Of course, I'm not a single date kinda guy. We kissed once more in the embrace and reluctantly, he released me. Somehow, the goodbyes were still awkward and I found myself more than a little empty-headed when I closed the door behind me. Maybe it's just dating jitters, or maybe Var's little chat with me had more of an impact than I'd like to admit. Either way, better to support him through this. He'll deal with Var or on his own terms and climb out better for it. In the meantime, I had to consider what I was going to do the rest of my evening. Next! Meme! Okay. No one was home when I get there. Kobe was likely still out hearting it, which means I free time to do what I wanted. Next episode. Now, this is gonna be the end, so yes, I'm gonna end this video right here. So next is gonna be, I don't know what to expect next, but yeah. let's continue it in the next times, guys. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you're new here, subscribe. This is Ernesto, and I'm signing off.